Hey, good evening, USA, Canada, worldwide, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, creator, host with the most, misunderstood lonely nomad, the unstoppable independent podcaster of Queens, New York, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now rocking with the 151st episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, live and direct from StreamYard, YouTube, and alongside of myself is the Instagram live feed. Um, Make sure you turn on your notifications and and um and if you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry, I got you. I will go over where you can actually listen to the podcast episodes and stuff at the end of the show. So if you miss any previous episodes, listen, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel G Stacks 555. Of course, tap that noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. And of course, make sure you leave a like and a comment and along the episodes and all that other good stuff. I'll go over the rest at the end of the show. All right. I'm sorry for the delay of the episode. Apparently 2 days ago, I got hurt a little bit in terms of my left shoulder. So let me just do a little something real quick. So let me just we'll do a little mental health checking real quick. So in case anybody knows what's been going on with me, this is mental health check-in. All right. Okay. As for how I'm doing mentally, physically, and spiritually, you ask. Well, for the most part, like I said, physically, I am a little hurt because I fainted while I was on my bed in my room. And I'm okay right now, so hopefully I'll be able to be in good shape in no time. By the time I get to work, and maybe I might buy some remedy to help relieve the pain and stuff. So you know what I'm saying. So mentally, I'm alright. Physically, a little sore from my left shoulder. I'm gonna get as much rest as I can. And of course, spiritually, I am in good spirits right now, as far as anything. But like I said, I'm sorry for delaying the episodes and stuff like that. Although I was tired from work, but I want to actually just get it out the way before I even get into one of the segments. All right. All right. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to a little thing that I like to call the New York Mass Transit Files. Let's get to it. All right. Okay. This is what we're gonna do right here. So recently there's a story that we need to talk about here. And this happened last week. So here's what's happening. According to AM New York, police released surveillance images of the subway shooter who they believe killed a fellow passenger on a subway train heading over the Manhattan Bridge Sunday. Oh my gosh. The picture shows the man exiting a subway station who cops say opened fire at a 48-year-old man on a Q train around 11:42 a.m. on May 22nd. NYPD identified the victim as Daniel Enriquez of Park Slope, Brooklyn, who worked at Goldman Sachs, according to news reports. "We need all eyes on this," wrote Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell in a social media post with the new images Monday morning. "NYPD detectives need your help identifying and locating this man who is wanted for homicide in the tragic, senseless shooting of a man on a Q train that was approaching the Canal/Center Street Center on Sunday." The shooter paced back and forth on the last train car before he hit Enriquez in the torso at close range and without provocation, witnesses told police. Cops said the two men had no prior interaction on the train heading over the bridge from Brooklyn to Canal Street Station in downtown Manhattan. The government then fled out of the Chinatown stop and has remained on the lam since. Paramedics raised Enriquez to Bellevue Hospital, but he died of his wounds. The train's operator said that a rider pulled the emergency brakes as he pulled into the station, and when he went to check on the scene, he saw strap hangers pouring out of the train, shouting that someone had a gun. "As I got to the last car, I saw a gentleman lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to his chest," said Luis Arizari in a statement provided by the Transport Workers Union Local 100. "He didn't appear to be breathing. His chest wasn't moving up and down." Arizari gave the victim chest compressions until he was able to wave down police officers arriving at the scene. "I've never seen anything like that. I went to work expecting to do my regular job, not expecting be the first person to a shooting, trying to help a person who was shot, someone with a gunshot wound." The transit worker Yes. Hang on a second. All right. Yeah, so it's the train that my kids use regularly and frequently come home. They are all in college now, but they come home at midnight, 1 a.m. coming back from Manhattan, Lieber said during a monthly MTA meeting. It's always felt safe. Well, not really. Um, the transit chief described the Q as an iconic subway line with its views of the city skyline after it emerges from the decab tunnel. in Brooklyn and heads over the Manhattan Bridge. It's a way New Yorkers get a little dose of what's inspirational about this city. Just that view, he said. Now, for a while, that's never going to be the same, knowing that a great New Yorker, Daniel Enriquez, lost his life yesterday in a random and cold blooded act of violence. Of course, anyone with information regarding the shooter's whereabouts can call Crime Stoppers at um, 800-577-TIPS. For Spanish, you can dial 888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on the Twitter sphere of NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Another crazy news. We gotta talk about what went down in Brooklyn recently. Most recently. So, homicide detectives are looking for the suspect who shot an 18-year-old woman to death in a Brooklyn apartment building lobby last week. Adriana Graham, age 18, of Beach 67th Street in Far Rockaway, Queens, was gunned down inside of 1550 Sterling Place in Weeksville at 2:46 a.m. on May 4th, according to police. Officers from the 77th precinct found Graham shot here, folks. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I was having a little difficulty here. I'm back now. Um, where was I? Where was I? Oh, here we go. Yes, sorry. Officers from the 77th precinct found Graham shot in the head at the location, responding to a 911 call regarding an assault in progress. EMS rushed Graham to Kings County Hospital in critical condition, but she ultimately succumbed to her injuries on May 6th. As of Sunday, police did not provide a possible motive for the shooting or a description of the suspect involved. The investigation remains ongoing. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts can call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. For Spanish, you can dial 888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on the Twitter sphere at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. Okay, let's see what else can we, let's see what else are we going to be talking about today. Um, okay, okay, we need to talk about okay, we need to talk about a second. We need to talk about this whole shit with Gunna and And the other guy, Young Thug. Um, yeah, my fault. Yeah, my fault. I don't know what happened here, but anyway, let me just get through this episode right here. Um, Now we could get on to a segment that I like to call chatting or the jazz. I don't know what's going on with my shit, but anyway. Hang on a second. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's get on with don't know. Yeah, sorry about that. All right. All right, now we got some good news and then some bad news about let's start with the bad news here, man. Let's start with the bad news. So unfortunately, um fortunately Gunna is denied bail in the Atlanta RICO case against YSL. Why, you ask? We're gonna get into it right about now. A judge on Monday refused to release Gunna and Young Thug from jail following their indictment in a sweeping criminal case against alleged Atlanta gang members, denying pretrial release to Gunna while deferring a decision on Young Thug. At the hearing in Fulton County Superior Court on Monday, Judge Euro Glanville denied bond to Gunna real name Sergio Kitchens, and set a trial date for January 2023. No, 2023, excuse me. The judge offered little detail on his rationale, but was clearly swayed by arguments from prosecutors who said they were worried about witness intimidation if the rapper was released on bond. End quote. They are the ones directing the violence, argued one prosecutor from the Fulton County District Office's attorney's office, excuse me, referring to both Young Thug and Gunna. They direct their troops. In a statement, Gunna's attorney Stephen Sedell told Billboard the court was obviously concerned about threats and intimidation of witnesses. We believe when the court hears evidence, not just the words of the prosecutor, it will find that Sergio's release on bond will not directly or indirectly pose a significant risk to witnesses. We look forward to having an evidentiary hearing on this as soon as the court permits. Judge Glanville did not rule on whether Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, should be released on bond. Instead, the judge delayed the proceedings so that he could first rule on claims from prosecutors that the rapper's attorney, Brian Steele, should be disqualified from the case over a conflict of interest. That issue will be litigated in the weeks ahead, and then the judge will deal with the question of bond and pretrial release. The hearing came 2 weeks after prosecutors unveiled an 88-page indictment against dozens of members of Young Slime Life, claiming the group is not a musical operation, but actually a violent street gang that wrought havoc in Atlanta over the past decade. The charges included allegations of murder, carjacking, armed robbery, drug dealing, and illegal firearm possession. Among other accusations, prosecutors say Young Thug rented a car that was used in the 2015 drive-by shooting that killed 26-year-old Donovan Thomas, and that YSL members sought his permission before they attempted to murder rival rapper YF and Lucci in prison. Additional charges against Young Thug were later tacked on based on items found when he was arrested, including possession of illegal firearms. The case is built around Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, a law based on the more famous federal RICO statute that's been used to target the mafia, drug cartels, and other forms of organized crime. Such laws make it easier for prosecutors to sweep up many members of an alleged criminal conspiracy based on many smaller acts that aren't directly related. Ahead of Monday's hearing, Young Thug's lawyers argued that he was innocent and clearly deserving of pretrial release from what they described as dungeon-like conditions in jail. Gunna's lawyers, meanwhile, said the single RICO charge against him was so thin as to be transparent. But at the hearing, prosecutors told Judge Glanville that Gunna was not just an associate in YSL, but in a position of command over the alleged gang, and that his release would therefore raise real concerns about the potential for witness tampering against those who might testify in the looming trial. The rapper's attorneys offered to submit him to one risk conditions if he was released from jail, like paying himself. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, so the rapper's attorneys offered to submit him to one risk conditions if he was released from jail, like paying himself for all of his phone calls to be monitored. Sado told Judge Urel that Gunna had no intention to do anything wrong and simply intends to do music and continue on with his career if he was released. But the judge was unswayed. He said he would allow Gunna's attorneys to file a renewed motion for bond at some point in the future, but refused to grant it on Monday. He also set a trial date for January 9th, 2023, which is next year, but such dates are tentative and are often pushed back. Following Monday's hearing, the timeline for Young Thug's case remains unclear because the judge offered little detail for when he would revisit pretrial release. Complicating matters further, Young Thug has already been denied bond on separate charges tacked onto the larger RICO case stemming from illegal guns and drugs allegedly found in his home when he was arrested. That decision means it's unclear if he would be released, even if Judge Urel eventually grants bond in the bigger case. An attorney for Young Thug did not immediately return a request for comment on Monday. A spokesman for the Fulton County DA's offices also did not immediately return a request for comment. Okay. All right. That's the bad news. Let's go over the good news here. So the good news between Gunna um between Gunna and Young Thug. Okay, despite backlash from rappers such as Sauce Walker and Freddie Gibbs about the origin of the term, it appears Gunna, Young Thug, and Future's efforts to popularize the Pushin' P lingo from their popular single has paid off. On Tuesday, March 15th, the trio of Atlanta-bred lyricists became the first artists of 2022 to earn a gold certification from the RIAA for their efforts on their Pushin' P collaboration, which appeared on Gunna's DS Forever album back in January. The gold plaque for Pushin' P serves as yet another accolade for Gunna's DS Forever album, which debuted at number one on the Billboard 200 albums chart after a brutal sales battle with the Weeknd's Dawn FM project. Gunna's DS Forever is the highest charting offering from his signature Drip Season mixtape series, as the previous iteration, Drip Season 3, debuted and peaked at number 55 in 2018. It's also his highest selling release and posted a major increase in first week sales with 150,300 equivalent album units earned compared to his collaborative Drip Harder album with Lil Baby, which also sold 130,000 units in 2018. Last month, news broke that the album itself has also sold over 500,000 units, which makes it eligible for its own gold certification as well. So, congratulations to Young Thug and, of course, Gunna for their gold plaque. Now, I've been saving this topic for a very long time. I didn't get a chance to actually talk about this in any of the previous episode, but this is in regards to an app that a lot of people may or may not know about called Pococha. So let me just I'm gonna fill you in on this though. Hold on what it is actually. So Pococha is a rapidly growing live streaming platform with 2 million downloads, is now in the US. Share a piece of your life and communicate with people all over the country. Watch real-time entertainment provided by musicians, food lovers, comedians, and other unique talents. Support your favorite broadcasters by chatting, liking, and using items in the broadcast. Your engagement is the key to an exciting performance. Broadcast from anywhere, anytime with just a few taps. Easy to apply screen filters make it possible to start broadcasting like a professional YouTuber, but with only your smartphone and no editing skills required. Participate in exciting online events held for every rank of users. Make strategies with your virtual family friends and win special prizes. Earn diamonds for your broadcasting hours and the excitement in your broadcast. Of course, diamonds can be converted to coins for in-app item purchases or cash. Safety on the platform is ensured by the Pococha monitoring team, responding to any violations or immoral activities 24/7. Here at Pococha, we believe um, live social has the power to create some of life's most amazing moments. It's our mission to create spontaneous happiness and connect our users. Join the Pococha community and help us complete that mission. Of course, you can follow them. You can follow them on. You can ready to download the app for free now and explore the world of Pococha more. And of course, you could follow Pococha on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So there you go, right there. So there you go, right there. I'm not even gonna go to too much. Hold on a minute. So the app rank history. Check out the download rank history for Pococha live stream, and build your community in the United States. Rank history shows how popular Pococha live stream and build your community in the Google Play, and how that's changed over time. You can track the performance of Pococha live stream, and build your community every hour of every day across different countries, categories, and devices. Of course, app optimization. Track top keyboards for every app out there, as well as how an app search position is trending over time for the keywords that matter. And yeah, of course, let's see. Yeah, so that's your fill in on what Pococha is about and stuff. So you can download that on the on your iPhones. You can download that on your you can also download on your Androids, which includes Google Play. So there you go, right there. Now we're going to get to let's get to All right, let's get to National Wine Day. Now this now this one's pretty interesting. Okay, so this past recently, um, so of course National Wine Day was March 20. No, not March, but National Wine Day was May 25th of each year. Wine lovers everywhere pour a glass of their favorite wine to celebrate National Wine Day. Whether it is red or white, that the sound of glassing clinking will be heard around the world today. Now, hashtag National Wine Day. So, made from fermented grapes or other fruits, wine is an alcohol. Hold on a second. Wine is an alcoholic beverage. During the fermentation processes, yeast consumes the sugars in the grapes, converting it into alcohol. Different grapes produce different wines. Winemakers will combine different wines to create more complex flavors. Wines made from fruit or honey are often named according to the variety of fruit used. Red wine varietals produce deep ruby reds as well as subtle ambers and browns. Their beautiful colors hint at the coming change in the season. With that, we can look for delicious menu changes too. Besides, what better way to enjoy a great bottle of wine than by pairing it with excellent company and food? Winemakers produce white wines from grapes with light yellow green skins or light red skins. However, it's not the color of the grapes that give the wine its color. It's the tannins in the grape skins that color wine red, and also the flavor. White wines are generally sweeter than red wines and are best served chilled. Most white wines are served at room temperature. However, a sweet red should also be chilled for the best flavor. Okay, how to observe National Wine Day, you ask? Reminisce with family and friends over a glass of wine. Enjoy wine with a favorite meal. And just a little tip: in a couple of days, we celebrate National Coup Vin Day, which includes red wine as an ingredient. Pick up an extra bottle to prepare. Post photos using hashtag National Wine Day on social media. And yeah, so National Wine Day history. National Wine Calendar continues researching the origins of the fermenting holiday. However, if you're looking for other juicy holidays, you could check these out. Of course, this includes Bubbly Day, Prosecco Day, Red Wine Day, Orange Wine Day, Drink Local Wine Week, Mimosa Day, and Moscato Day. Oh man. Okay. So all right, so that's pretty much what that is right there. So that's pretty much what that is. Um okay, so let's talk about what went down in Bayside. Okay, what we have here, according to QNS, the owner of Bayside's Army Chinese restaurant, Kathy Liu, was presented with a bravery award by the Asian American Voters Alliance on May 20th for her actions a few weeks prior when she bravely chased a group of young thieves and stood in the way of the bus they jumped into until the police arrived to arrest them. In addition to being joined by representatives from local community leaders, Christine Callaghan and Kenneth Chu, Lou was also recognized by representatives of several local leaders, including Representative Grace Meng, Senator John Liu, Senator Robert Ort, and Councilwoman Vicky Palladino. On April 26th, more than a dozen Bayside High School students entered the restaurant where they allegedly harassed customers before stealing drinks. As they attempted to leave the restaurant with drinks, they pushed to the ground and injured Lou's husband as he attempted to stop them. Okay, Lou quickly followed them as they boarded a bus standing in front of the vehicle so that it couldn't leave, and told the driver to keep them locked in there as they waited for police from the 111th precinct to arrive and arrest them. Kathy stood in front of a bus bravely to stop those thieves from getting away. AAVA President Terrence Park said, "We're all here together to praise her bravery and All right, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here, but I'll check it out after. Um, yeah, where was I? Yeah, wait. Kathy stood in front of the bus bravely to stop those thieves from getting away. AAVA President Terrence Park said, "We're all here together to praise her bravery and to hopefully inspire the community to come together. The Bravery Award has been awarded to her for exercising valor to stop injustice. As the United States has seen a rise in hate crimes against Asian Americans since the beginning of the COVID-19 slamdemic, many of the representatives emphasized the importance of unity during these times, especially in New York City, which has a high AAPI population. Those thieves picked the wrong people to mess with," said Lisa Del Aquila, State Senator John Lewis, chief of staff. "People like Kathy are what make our community and our country strong." After the incident, Councilwoman Vicky Palladino requested more law enforcement to patrol the area in order to protect the many small businesses in the community, according to Nicole um, Capri Caprilov, Palladino's chief of staff. Lou was also presented certificates for her bravery by the representatives for Meng, Lu, Palladino, and Ort. She said she was very grateful for being honored by the community. "I just wanted to take care of my business and take care of my daily life," Lou said. "I'm a little bit overwhelmed by all of the attention, but look forward to getting back to work like normal." we gather here together to honor and praise the courageous act of heroism, to defend her store and community against hate crimes. Park said, "An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us." New York City is home to the largest double API population out of any city in the United States. According to the Asian American Federation, the 2020 census data shows that there were more than 1.5 million double API people in the city, with nearly 706,000 residing in Queens. Okay, let's do a little congratulations to Kathy for capturing those thieves. Okay, all right. What else can we talk about here? Hold on a minute. Um, we gotta talk about Joe Budden and why is he jealous of Kendrick Lamar? That I don't understand why. Um, I don't understand why. So, according to Hip Hop DX, the buzz surrounding the impending arrival of Kendrick Lamar's forthcoming project, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, is palpable all over social media. The elusive artist hasn't dropped a full length album since the 2017's Pulitzer Prize winning Damn, and fans have been clamoring for a new one ever since. As Joe Budden does, he was discussing popular hip hop topics during a recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast when he admitted he was envious of Kendrick's ability to split from Top Dog Entertainment and reestablish his autonomy. End quote. Here's what he said. "I am so fucking jealous of how he's able to do that," Budden said after reading a post from K Dot's website. "In his own way, just quietly ain't said a peep for years." When Budden's co-host mentioned how excited he was for the project to drop, Budden replied, "As a music lover, you are excited, and part of why you are excited is part of why I'm jealous. You have no idea what he's talking about. We don't know what he's talking about. We don't know what mood he's in. We don't know how he's on." Kendrick Lamar delivered what is presumably the first taste of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers on Sunday, May 8th, with Heart Part 5, which I've seen the video of it already, accompanied by a provocative visual in which Kendrick morphs into Kanye West, Will Smith, Kobe Bryant, O.J. Simpson, the lion ass Jussie Smollett, and Nipsey Hussle. The song samples Marvin Gaye and finds the Compton bred MC as lyrically sharp as ever. The track collected numerous accolades from K. Dot's rap peers, including Hit Boy, Lupe Fiasco, Jay Perico, and many more. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is expected to arrive on Friday, May 13th, which already passed. Until then, check out the Heart Part 5 video below and Budden's commentary above. Yeah, I saw the video. I gotta say, man, the video is pretty interesting. How he morphs into different individuals. I'm like in my head, like, how do you do that? How the hell did he do that? That's a good question. um in other Joe Budden news, in other Joe Budden news, Joe Budden revitalized his career when he jumped into the podcast space in 2015, and now he's looking to do the same in the radio world. On Wednesday, May 11th, Joe Budden and Amazon's new live radio app announced they'll be teaming up for a brand new show, Music Lovers Only, with Joe Budden. That will launch. That will May 16th already passed already at 5 p.m. Eastern. According to the press release, the show will be a new innovative experience where Joe uses the app live call-in features to strengthen the connection between fans and artists, as well as curating a list of his favorite songs every week. The former rapper will also be commenting on everything happening in the culture, while also giving artists a chance to share the mic with listeners who call in. As music lovers, all we have is each other to spread the word of a good song, a good vibe, and a good set for the spirit, said Joe Budden. Get to your favorite spot in the house and get comfortable. We're just here to have a good time. Amazon launched AMP in March, and Joe's show is just the beginning of all the content the app is planning to roll out. Pusha T, Tinashe, Lil Yachty, Big Boy, and more will contribute to the app. But the biggest name to join the team is Nicki Minaj. The Queen of the Bars announced a partnership with AMP that will see her popular Queen radio show live on the new app. The show was a hit on Apple Music Beats 1, but the New York rapper stopped releasing episodes and explained. Global creative director of Apple Music, Larry Jackson, gave his blessing for her to bring the radio show elsewhere. Wow. Not sure if I'll actually tune into that shit though, man. Not after what happened with Rory and Mal. Anyway, so let's get to Jay Prince. WAC 100 has essentially aligned himself with 6ix9ine, one calling himself his new manager and constantly going to bat for the controversial rapper. But Rap-A-Lot Records founder Jay Prince isn't impressed. On Monday, May 9th, Prince shared audio of himself explaining his issues with WAC 100 and didn't hold back. Apparently, he feels the longtime music manager, whose clients include The Game and Blueface, is working against him when it comes to his fight for Larry Hoover's freedom. It's no secret that I, along with the Hoover family lawyers, and friends, are fighting hard for Larry Hoover's freedom, he said in part. Meanwhile, this dude, WAC, and Karen Chaplin has taken the position to work against the Hoover family by trying to monetize off his name and whose footage that could contribute to his freedom. Jay Prince then appeared to reference a Clubhouse conversation in which WAC 100 was allegedly lying about not stealing from the Hoover family. If it's one thing this whack dude is telling the truth about, is that I don't fuck with him, Prince continued. When I was in LA talking to this lying ass nigga, never once did he take the position that he was partners in the theft of the Hoover families like he's doing in that rehearsed conversation with them clowns. Oh man. Hold up. Oh shit. Hold on a minute here. Yeah, Now what he's not telling the truth about is why. So listen up. There's a woman by the name of Karen Chapman, rather, that was entrusted by the Hoover family to interview Larry Hoover with the understanding of bringing the interview back to the family. Um, he continued. He continued. She decided to run off with the interview and a fake fraud contract claiming Larry Hoover signed all his rights away for nothing. Larry Hoover is far from being a dummy, so for Wack and Karen to be taking a position to on disrespecting the Hoover family by attempting to sell Larry Hoover's likeness without the family's permission is a mistake for whoever is considering buying it. Hmm. Prince ultimately concluded a nigger that will kiss a rat in the mouth for any amount of money is capable of anything. Don't follow this clown. Whack 100 quickly responded to Jay Prince's allegations and fired back in an Instagram post. He included a text exchange in which Prince allegedly tried to negotiate the selling of Chapman's interview. Um, and this is what Jay Prince said. You can argue with that, he wrote. All of a sudden you don't know nothing. All of a sudden there has never been any conversation. All of a sudden none of this ever happened. My coast is my coast. My team is my team. Yep. I would have to agree with yeah, I agree with Jay Prince on this. He's stupid for this shit. Yeah, hold on. Whack 100 is stupid for this shit anyway, man. Um anyway, so we got one more thing to actually get to actually. And that is Future. Okay, according to billboard.com, um Future has been one of the most consistently visible artists in hip hop since his national breakout in the early 2010s. And by all indications, even a decade into his career, his star only continues to grow. This week, the rapper scores the biggest single week number of 2022 and the biggest single week number of for any of his solo albums with 222,000 All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Um, anyway, so Carl Lamar says, I think this time around, Future won us over by building enough intrigue around his latest album. I'll be the first to say, features aside, I thought he hasn't been up at peak form peak form from a lead artist perspective for a while. Worst Day had a modest debut on the Hot 100, but wasn't a grand slam effort that we're accustomed to seeing from the ATL behemoth. A lot, Life is Good, and Mask Off. In addition, his only press came from his recent GQ cover, which dubbed him the best rapper alive. Of course, with a gaudy headline, fans clamored over the clam and investigated if it was proven valid. Fortunately, keeping a minimalistic rollout and building curiosity helped garner the hype to push him over the edge. Alias Late says it helped that there has been a dearth of major albums so far this year. In addition, Future has been relatively quiet in the last 2 years, at least by his usual prolific standards. He frequently releases multiple projects a year, but hadn't put out a meaty, and I mean meaty, or mixtape for nearly 2 years before I Never Liked You. That surely built up demand. Jason Lipshut says a combination of three things: Future's continued enormity in mainstream hip hop with six number one albums prior to this year, his recent hot streak as a hit maker thanks to pivotal roles on the top 10 smashes like Drake's Way Too Sexy and Gunna's Pushin' P, and the lack of pre-release singles for I Never Liked You generated a ton of interest in the album upon its release. Future is an A-list artist with multiple hits over the past few months, and he made this new release a major event in order to score 2022's best week so far. Andrew Unterberger says it feels like it's been a while since the last Future full length album, even though it hasn't really been that long. High Off Life, which now admittedly seems like a relatively minor release in his catalog, came out in May 2020, and the Little Uzi Vert full length team up Pluto and Baby Pluto came a half year after that. But I Never Liked You had a savvy rollout. The rapper has been on some enormous songs in the past year. The 2 years between solo releases does seem like a pretty long gap on future on hold on. Planet Future. Of course, number two, Wait for You also becomes Future's second number one debut on the Hot 100 and single second alongside frequent co-star Drake, and the pair originally topping the chart in 2021 with Way Too Sexy. Does it feel to you like a song that will actually end up as a defining hit from the album? Or is its pole position bow more about the collective star power of hit makers involved? Um, Rainier Anithos says, I do think it will be a defining hit for a few reasons. The first being that Drake and Future seem to really connect as collaborators. And I think the fans can tell. Second, Wait for You has started to make its rounds on TikTok. And we all know that once a song all right, okay, where was I? Um okay, so no, Carl Lamar says, upon listening, Wait for You was a standout winner from the 16 track collection. We're aware of how explosive Drake and Future are as a pair, but with the emergence of Thames, who enjoyed incredible success last year with Wiz Kid's Hot 100 Top 10 Essence, her pillowy touch lifted the record to her higher heights and made the song an indel- indelible gem. Excuse me. Um, Alias Late says a lot of this is collective star power. Before this album, Future had relied on co-stars and feature collaborators to help him achieve 7 of his 8 top 20 Hot 100 hits as a lead artist. The success also has to do with the long history of collaboration between Future and Drake in particular, which stretches around a decade at this point and is reliable like a long running sitcom. That said, Wait for You also feels like it's constructed to achieve maximum appeal. Thanks to the flickering guitar riff and Tam's vocal, this single is shocking. Yeah, yeah, on the airways. Yeah, here we go. Um, Jason Lipshuts says, I would have said the latter a few days ago. Frankly, I was surprised that Wait for You was trending so high, considering its tempo and more contemplative lyrical slant. But after a couple more listens, I found myself gravitating towards the moodiness crystallized so elegantly in Tim's higher hook.
Considering its number one debut and emotional impact, Wait for You does indeed seem like the song that will define I Never Liked You when it's all said and done. Andrew Underberger says Star Power was probably the reason why was the reason it debuted at the top of the Hot 100, but the song itself is the reason it might stick around near there for a while still. Everything about it feels like a 2022 hit, from the Thames sample to the melancholy but not morose vibe to the overall efficiency, packing a whole lot of its stars into a just over 3 minute runtime. Um yeah, sorry about that, folks. This shit kept pausing and stuff. So anyway, yeah, so the whole song, hold on a second. Wait a second. Where was I? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Oh, there it is. There it is. There might be another song that ultimately has a longer stream half life. The Knife Talk to It's Way Too Sexy, but I imagine Wait isn't going away anytime soon. Number three, all the album's 16 tracks debut on the Hot 100 this week, which won a little lower than Wait. Do you think? What? Wait. Do you think has a shot? Do you think it has a shot of being the slower burning smash from the album? Um, Renia Aniftos says, I'm thinking Keep It Burning will keep on burning. Similar to my response to the first question, it was the Ye feature that stood out to me in the first place, but I ended up really enjoying how clever the verses were, and I just love that money like sage in my house, keep it burning hook. The whole song is really cinematic but catchy at the same time, which are the qualities that I think will allow Keep It Burning to stand the test of time. Carl Lamar says, I've always appreciated how Future collides with younger artists. His stout resume of 20 somethings include the late great Juice World, um, Lil Uzi Vert, Nardo, Wick, 42 Doug, and more. I think he and ESTG complemented each other on Chickens, as it has the perfect blend of street appeal, mainstream sonics. Alias Late says the other lovely melodic moment on I Never Liked You. All right. Where was I? Wait. Okay, here we go. So Alias Late says the other lovely melodic moment on I Never Liked You comes right after Wait for You. Love You Better, a glum ballad that alternates between Future chitting and X, um, and sending her his best wishes. Future plays with his vocal delivery, turning Prey into a series of a hoarse, broken syllables in a way that could spur the imagination of the TikToking masses. What if Wait for You proves to have legs? Love for You, Love You Better is the best position to snag listeners who want more mournful Future ballads. Jason Lipshut says, um, Chickens is the one that's stuck with me the most so far. Spaced out but slightly menacing with a repetitive hook that doesn't grate and a, a snarling verse from ESTG that might serve as all right. Who is I? Yes, EST that might serve as an even bigger breakout. Future excels in the mode that Chickens offers, and I could see the track scoring its own moment in the spotlight. Andrew Utterberger says, give me Holy Ghost, which had already given I Never Liked You its biggest adrenaline shot before the operatic choral voices joined the production. Never knew how much I needed this kind of feature song in my life before I heard it. I imagine many fans, especially those in the business of setting music to video to viral ends, will feel similarly. Number 4, I never liked you's distinction of owning 2022's best single week performance will be in heavy jeopardy over the next few release re- weeks, with recently released new albums by Jack Harlow and Bad Bunny impacting next week's charts, following by consecutive sets from Kendrick Lamar and Harry Styles. Do you see any particular reason why this May is seeing such a tightly packed run of major album releases after relatively few coming over the next first 4 months? Or is it just a fluke of scheduling? Um Renia and Anithos says it must be a fluke of scheduling, perhaps mixed with the summer coming up and subsequent summer and fall tours. I still find it so strange that for the first few months of 2022, no artist was taking advantage of the stagnant Hot 100 and claiming an easy number one spot. I am, however, stoked that the new music from top artists is finally on the way. Carl Lamar says it's because we're back outside. Festivals and tours are back at an all-time high. So artists are vying for spots on their fans' soundtracks of the summer. Think about all the future outings: Roaring Loud, Governor's Ball, Bonnaroo, Lollapalooza. Why not perform your newest material on a breezy summer day? Alias Late says there are a few factors at play. Some of these albums were likely delayed due to the chaos of the last 2 years for the first time since 2019. A major artist can see a long and relatively clear runway to promote a project. With touring back in a major way, artists also want new music to perform. Both Bad Bunny and Harry Styles hit stadiums starting in August, but there's also a degree of chance involved in a traffic jam like this. Bad Bunny and Jack Harlow released music at a steady clip, while Styles and Lamar have more idiosyncratic schedules. Jason Lipshut says, likely just a scheduling fluke. After all, if any of these artists could have released their album in February or March and on a multi-week number one, they would have, right? May is typically a busy release period in the calendar, with artists jockeying to own the summer that lies ahead. But this especially jam-packed month is probably just the result of coincidence. Andrew Utterberger, it does feel like the last couple of years, just a couple notable expectations. Most major artists are viewing the winter as unhospitable terrain for big new releases. You think the way a couple rising artists have been able to take advantage of the relative dead zone, like how Olivia Rodrigo and Morgan Wallen ruled the charts almost unchallenged in the first few months of 2021, would inspire more to stake their claim, not this year, certainly. Maybe we need to make song of the winter more of a thing. And number 5, GQ recently crowned Future the best rapper alive in a much discussed April profile. Fair, unfair, or a justifiable stretch. Rainier Anifto says, I'm going to say a justifiable stretch because while his accolades certainly put him in the top 10, it's hard for me to say Future is the best rapper alive with people like Jay-Z, Eminem, Missy Elliott, and Kanye West walking around out there. Carl Lamar says, after last week, he's in the conversation. I think Future has a place on the on the 2010s Rap Rushmore list alongside Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole, which makes him a venerable hip hop star and in contention for the aforementioned title. If we take it a step further, Future deserves more praise when mainstream conservations and concern alongside some of your favorite pop titans. Eight number one albums and close to 150 Hot 100 entries are nothing to sneeze at, especially knowing that he isn't churning out bubblegum hits. Alias Late says it feels like every few years one magazine or another picks a new best rapper alive. They do in the hopes of sparking some debate, then everyone moves on with their lives. I try to skip over the debate and get right to the second part. Jason Lipshut says, fair, the best rapper alive can mean different things to different people. And if you value influence, longevity, popularity, and sonic creativity, Future belongs in any conversation. His technical skill and lyricism are not traditional, but he's pushed rap music into places where it had never been before. He doesn't resemble art, the archetype of a best rapper alive, but in many ways, that's a good thing. I would not personally declare Future the best rapper alive at this moment, but also wouldn't begrudge any person that does. Andrew Hunter Baker says, justifiable stretch. I don't think I never liked you particularly demonstrates the verb lyricism or versatility to really make such a literal claim for Future in 2022. But then again, if you are talking about which rapper of the last decade has the had the widest and longest lasting impact on the current state of hip hop, you'd be hard pressed to come up with many names to rival the artist born Navy Vadius Wilburn. Most important rapper alive might have been closer. Yeah, so there you have it right there. Hang on a minute, man. I want to look up some fun places for everyone in the New York area that's in Long Island, aka Strong Island. That's also in the five boroughs as well. I'm gonna look up some stuff to actually where you can actually. All right, so hang on, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Um, Give me 1 second. Yeah, as you can see, it's raining where I'm at, so you know, don't worry about that. Okay, you looking for some fun things to do out there? I got you. I got you. Um, Everyone in New York. So starting Friday, June 3rd, the Other Art Fair, um, this weekend, the Other Art Fair is returning to New York City. The fair will feature over 130 independent and emerging artists, each handpicked by a committee of art world experts. The fair will also introduce three New York based recipients of its Spring 2022 New Features Award. Tickets start at $18 and it starts at 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Located at Knockdown Center, 5219 Flushing Avenue, Maspeth, Queens. Next, Rooftop selects the Janes. Come out to Brooklyn for a special screening of The Janes, a film that highlights a group that built an underground. Hold on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on a second. Yes, an underground service for women seeking safe, affordable, illegal abortions. Wait, what? The night will start with live music from Bex, followed by the screening. After the film, there will be a talk with filmmakers Tia Lesson and Emma um, Pildes, and an after party. Tickets start at $16. The doors will open at 8 p.m. Located at Old American Can Factory, 232 3rd Street, Brooklyn, New York. And yes, you can hear the thunderstorms in the recording. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, man, let's keep going here. Next is Saturday, June 4th, Photoville, NYC. From the nonprofit Photoville NYC is back this weekend, marking the outdoor festival celebratory return to a summer format for the first time in 10 years. Parks across the city will be filled with expansive and vivid photos of the world for New Yorkers to enjoy all month long. From now through June 26th, New Yorkers can explore several parks and find the Photoville displays. It is free. Multiple locations. You can go to the info. You can go for more info. You could go at photoville.nyc. Um, that's photoville.nyc. All right. Next, Free Art Sanctuary, New York's foundling strong families and communities training center and home for integrated behavioral health is hosting a free art sanctuary on Saturday. Guests will enjoy an afternoon of creativity, community, and family fun while getting opportunities to participate in arts and crafts raffles while they enjoy food and toys. So it starts from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. located at 109 East 115th Street in Manhattan. Next, Movies Under the Stars Encanto. Grab a blanket and head to the park. It's family movie night. As part of their Movies Under the Stars series, the NYC Parks, which is New York City Parks, department is hosting a screening of the Oscar-winning animated film Encanto. Glass bottles and alcoholic beverages are strictly prohibited, but you are welcome to bring other refreshments, and it's free. Movie starts at dusk. Athletic fields in P- Per Perdigat Park in Brooklyn, New York. And finally, Sunday, June 5th, photo scavenger hunt. Um, take a guided hike through Fort Greene Park and put your photography skills to the test at this photo scavenger hunt. The urban park rangers will lead the way and tell you what to look for. Be sure to bring your own digital camera or smartphone to take photos with. It's free and it starts at 11 a.m. and it's located at so to meet at Fort Greene Park Visitor Center in Fort Greene Park, Brooklyn. And also, lastly, Hudson Classical Theater Company presents Richard II. Watch the classic William Shakespeare play, Richard II, come to life. Audience members must show proof of being fully vaccinated and must wear a mask before, during, and after the show. All proceeds will go to hold on a second. Yes, all proceeds. Hold on a second. All proceeds. Hold on. All proceeds, all proceeds, all proceeds. Yes, all proceeds. Hold on a second. Hang on a second. Yes, all proceeds will go to support the work of the Hudson Classical Theater Company. Pay what you can. Seating starts at 6 p.m. Soldiers and Sailors Monument in Riverside Park, located at West 89th Street and Riverside Drive in Manhattan. I suggest you look up the locations on your GPS. You could Google the locations that I just talked about with these places, so you could be able to go there and check it out for yourself. So there you go, right there. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it for yeah, hold on. That's gonna do it for this week's episode 151 of the New York podcast. You like what you heard in today's episode? Feel free to show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can on whatever amount of money you are comfortable with. That's what matters here. So there you go, right there. Yeah. All right. I might not have time to do the other thing, which is I might not have time to do the other thing which is podcast free game mechanisms. So I'm just gonna go straight. I'm gonna go straight to hang on a second, man. I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second. Yes. Damn. What's going on here? All right, so our last segment of the night is going to be all right, so it's going to be stream choices on the go. Here we go. All right, make sure you follow the show Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my other shows, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show, and of course, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. You know what I'm saying? And also make sure you follow me on the gram as well, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And you can also follow me on the 17 Live apps. So there you go, right there. And I'm gonna get to the thing real quick though, man. I'm gonna get to the thing real quick where people could listen to the episodes. So check this out. You can also leave a voice message on any ideas, any topic ideas. If you have any questions or whatever and stuff like that, you can go to the link in bio where you can see Linktree / G Money Stacks 555. You click on there and you're gonna see the show on anchor.fm where it says Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. And when you go on there, you're going to see the word message on there. You click on there, you're going to leave your voice message on there, and I will play it on the air and stuff like that in future episodes. So there you go, right there. And speaking of Anchor, that's where we're going to start with right here. So yes, Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM, Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts.
And don't forget to leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, and of course Spotify as well. And you can also listen to Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Radio Public, and of course iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcast. You can also follow my other shows on there, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show, and of course, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast is also on there as well. So you can follow those 3 on iHeartRadio as well. And lastly, but not least, the YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button and tap that noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. And of course, tap that noti bell. And of course, make sure you leave a like and a comment, and alongside with the other, leave a comment along with the episodes and topics that was discussed today or previous episodes. You can also download these episodes, which is very important. All right. And you can also share the episodes, share the videos, tell a friend to another friend, spread the word. And of course, don't forget to share the podcast with your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, and of course your friends. Along with the link that says Linktree / G Money Stacks 555 on there as well. So share with your husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, and the people that you're cool with from work or in your career profession, whatever it is. Anyway, man, look, that's gonna do it for me. Remember, be careful. Hold on. Be mindful that the grind does not stop. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what makes you happy, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And yeah, that's gonna do it, man. Also, I'll see you folks next time in the next episode, with more amazing topics. And I'll see you next time. Same place, same time, same Man Cave channel. Be there or be squared. I'm G Money Stacks. I'm clocking out. Thank you very much for listening and rocking with me. Peace and one love, and have yourselves a good night.